Good morning, modern steaders. It is a beautiful morning. The foliage is starting to change beautifully. I'm not sure what's going to happen with foliage this year because we had such a dry summer. Sometimes it either goes by quickly or the colors are just very plain. So it'll be interesting to see what happens over the next couple of weeks, but it is looking good. Gina is feeling well. She's still up at the hospital. Hopefully she can come home in a few days. They're making her stay so she can get used to all of her extra accessories right now. So hopefully soon she'll be able to come home. She's ready to come home. She is bored. So hopefully she'll get the clear shortly and she'll be able to come home. I got the outdoor wood boiler running. It's been running ever since we started it a week and a half ago now, something like that. I let it run the whole time, and then I filled it up with wood halfway, and it ran for 2.5 days with that wood. When I came back from the hospital being up there with Gina, it was almost out of wood, but there was still some coals going and a little bit of wood left, so that's good. I've been keeping it running, not really because we need it for heat right now, but I want to get used to it. There's a learning curve, just like with anything else. So I want to get used to it and see how everything goes. And I want to be figuring it out when we're in this kind of weather, cold, hot, and not when it's super cold and we need the heat and I haven't figured it out. So the house is nice and warm. I've already been in this morning, and today we need to get some mudding done. I want to get that done before Gina comes back up here because it'd be nice to be able to get the messy part done. I am going to go ahead and mud the ceiling right now because this is the only part of the greenhouse that is getting mudded. Everything else is going to be waterproofed. So we're going to get that done. So that way that mess is all done. My goal is to get it mudded, sanded, primed, and painted, and then we'll work on the lower parts. So that will be done. We don't got to worry about messing up anything lower. It's one of those things, I don't enjoy doing this part, but at the same time, it's exciting because it changes the look completely. So let's get started. We have some leftover mud from upstairs. All right, so we have some leftover joint compound mud from upstairs. Hoping it's still good because I didn't buy any more. Oh yeah. That should be fine. Add a little bit of water to it, mix it up, and we'll be good. Luckily on this ceiling, we only have 5 joints we need to take care of. And a whole lot of screws. To use this machine, get that all figured out. That's the corner one. This. Hopefully this goes smoothly and quickly. It should dry a lot better because we have our radiant heat on and it is 72 in here and it's 68 in the greenhouse. I feel like the part I'm the worst at is putting the mud on. If I could get better with that and not so messy and faster, the whole process would be better. I mean, I end up wearing the mud. I got all over my shirt, my pants, my hands, and we've only done one joint. So we still have 4 more to go. So need to work on that. So if you have any pointers, let me know. Kind of seems like the harder I try, the messier I get. I really do need to figure out a way to make it neater, putting on all the mud. I'm about 12 inches from the end of that joint, and I ran out of paper tape. I was hoping I was going to have enough. Alright, that should do it. Alright, this is the last joint. It's going to feel good to have this done. So we got our first propane fill up. Not liking the bill, but soon I'll be able to start up the Cummins generator, make sure that is all running good, and then we'll be good for the winter. We have our outdoor boiler going, we got all the solar hooked up, we got everything inside running, the heat, the hot water. We just need to get this generator fired up before winter and we'll be in good shape. So hopefully in the next day or two, we'll get that running and see how everything goes. There's a few little spots that I need to fix up. One of them's right here. First sheet we put up, I made a mistake, and I'm gonna fill the bigger gaps with 45-minute mud. And I wanted to do that after we did the regular mud first, because I wanted to make sure this has time to dry. So it will be dry in the morning, and we're not having to wait another day to sand it and put another coat on. So 45-minute mud is just that. It's mud that dries up in 45 minutes. Comes in powder, and you have to mix it yourself. And when it dries hard like concrete. Even if you if you clean out your thing and you put it in a bucket of water, it still dries hard like concrete. With this mud, if you put it in water, it always stays soft. This stuff will still dry underwater. It's kind of crazy. It dries in 45 minutes, so you don't even have that much working time. So I'd say you've got 15-20 minutes worth of time to work with it. So you only want to mix up a small amount at a time. That's good. All right, so we got everything with one good heavy coat. It's basically 2 coats up there, but I'm trying to kind of sneak it through and not only have to do 2 coats, but they're gonna be 2 thick coats. So this is 1, which is really 2. I'm hoping this all dries overnight, and then tomorrow we'll do one more heavy one, get it done, and then we can prime it and paint it, get the lights up. I was hoping I had enough mud left over, but I had enough to do this heavy coat, so we don't have to run to Home Depot, get some more, but this is looking good. It should be dry in the morning. We have the heat on, and we don't have to worry about it being too cold, and it's insulated well. So I'm hoping in the morning it'll be dry, and then we can sand it quickly and get this last coat on and let it dry. I've been wanting to try that Loctite spray foam for quite a while now, and I keep forgetting to get it. The only place I've seen it is at Home Depot. It's supposed to be more of a high density foam, like it's supposed to be more rigid, whereas I can't think of the other brand that's in the can. It's not very rigid, so I believe this is supposed to also be waterproof, so curious to see how this is versus Great Stuff. That was the name of the other one. I'm gonna head back up to the off-grid property. I'll see you guys up there. Good morning, Modern Steaders. I just got off the phone with Gina, and she is hoping to come home today. She's got cleared from 2 of the doctors. Good morning, Figaro. And she needs to get cleared from 1 more doctor. She's been trying her hardest to make sure she can come home early, because tomorrow would normally be the earliest day, or 2 more days after that. So she wants to come home, and so far all the doctors said she's doing great. She needs to do everything that she's needed to do, so she should be able to go home. Just the main doctor that gives the okay is the last one that she needs to get approval from. So hopefully within another hour or so we will know that. Her mother and her sister are going up today. That was the plan anyways, so she's already got somebody heading up there to pick her up. So I told her, just tell her, say, hey, your mom's coming up and she's coming to hijack you anyway. So we'll see what happens. I'm hoping to get a good news phone call in a little bit. Good morning, mister. Yeah, good morning. You're all wet. So Gina has been doing really well. The hardest part on her is having to stay at the hospital. She's wanted to come home since basically a couple of days after, but we knew going into it that she was probably gonna have to stay there for 5 to 7 days. So it's kind of been one of the good things. We've been planning for the worst with this surgery. So I don't want to say the worst, but like the longest part. So at least that way it's we kind of know we're getting into going in, and it's not just like every time we've gone in for other surgeries, it's like, oh, you're only going to be here for 2 hours and you're going home, or this is the surgery and this is it. And it's been the complete opposite so far. So if she can come home today, this will be amazing. And I think she'll actually heal quicker. She hasn't been in any pain. She's only had to take pain meds a couple of times. So like the pain's been very little. She's on Tylenol and all that stuff, but like the hardcore narcotics, I think she's taken twice, which is good. At least the bear could poop on the side of the road, not in the middle of it. Sheesh. That's a big old turd. That was probably a big bear. The outdoor wood boiler is running. You can hear it. I'm curious to see what the water temp is and how our wood is doing. Water temp is 149, so it might be low on wood is what that's telling me. Let's check and see. It is just calling again for heat. The way this Heatmaster SS outdoor boiler works is your firewood's up top and it only keeps a small fire going, or a fire that's not super hot. It's like around 300 to say 500 degrees of the fire is up here. It warms up the wood. It's heating it up to get the natural. Wood kind of has like a natural gas in it, so it's heating it up to get the gas out of it, and then it actually does all of the burning down below. It burns it, the way I think about it is like natural gas down below. It heats it up, pulls it down, and then lights the gases on fire, and that's what it uses to heat up the water. So when the Heatmaster isn't calling for heat, there's not a big fire going up here, so when it kicks back on, it has to start the fire all back again, like it'll keep coals going. So sometimes it just takes a little bit for all that to get going again. So that's the cycle we are at. It is nice and toasty inside the house. Temperature is 74 degrees, right where we want it. I'm curious to see if the ceiling is dry. It's looking like it. Let's get the ladder in check. Are you dry? Yes. Awesome. We'll hit that quickly with the sander, and then we can recoat it all. My goal was to put a heavy coat on yesterday, so basically 2 coats yesterday. Let it dry. It's dry. Sand it, and then I want to put another kind of heavy coat on, the last coat, and then tomorrow be able to sand it, prime it, and paint it shortly after. So everything so far is going as planned. We'll see how it works out. I just got off the phone with Gina. She got the last okay from the 3rd doctor, the surgeon, and she's able to come home today. The plan originally was for her to have to stay up there for 5 to 7 days. Today is day 4, so that is exciting. Her mom and her sister are going up. We're big planners. So the plan was for me to go up tomorrow, and then if she was able to go home on day 5, I'd be up there to bring her home. And her sister and her mother were going up today to visit. And since they're already going up today, they're going to bring her home. So she has to meet with 2 different departments. And then she has 3 three, that's better, not 4. She has 3 different surgeons that need to sign off. So I'm assuming they're going to have each one of those 2 different nurses do their things, like showing Gina everything, teaching her everything. And then I'm assuming the surgeons won't sign off till that's done. So it might be not till later before she gets to go home, because I know hospital time is very slow. They tell you one thing, it's usually at least an hour later than that. So good news is she gets to come home. Somewhere in our organizing, we lost the end for the vacuum. So I made this setup work. And then we got our hose for our sander. And then we have our drywall sander. If you're ever doing any drywalling and mudding, get one of these drywall sanders, whether you rent one or whatever. Makes the job almost enjoyable. There is virtually no dust when you're using it. So this is the first time I've ever used one. It's on this house build, and I'm just amazed with how little of dust there is. All right, so it took me about a half hour. Not a lot of dust. The most of the dust I get is when I'm taking the sander down at the end, the dust falls off. So I don't know if that's not a strong enough vacuum or what, but I mean, this is how dusty we are. That's just a quickie sand. I just wanted to knock down all the high stuff instead of doing it with a putty knife. I find it does a better job if I can do it. Yeah, that's better. I find it does a better job if I just hit it quickly with the sander, the really high stuff, and now I'll go back, put another coat on, feather everything in. Yeah, do the screw holes again, and then tomorrow we'll give everything a better sand with 220. That I used 80 grit just to give it a quick sand. I just wanted to knock down any high spots, and then now we'll clean it up, add some more, and tomorrow we should be good. Let's get this last coat on, and I won't be disappointed when we're all done with mudding. Would you look at that? I got some mud in my beard. I told you I'm messy with this. Gina just called. She is in the car on the way home already, which is exciting. So she should be here in about 2 hours. At that point, well, before that point, I will be done. So I'll head back to the other homestead, and then Gina will be there. Awesome. Just got one more main one to do, and then the screw holes here and there, and we're done. Well, then I gotta pick up and clean up myself. right, it is finished. Oh, I lied. I got 3 screw holes to get. Then it is finished. I'm gonna clean up. And then I'm gonna get back to the homestead and meet Gina there. Now, oh, not a whole lot. Now we're finished. That's exciting. So it's not really, this isn't really how we were expecting Gina to come home, but it's a surprise with a happy ending, which is nice. So everything we've been going through with Gina's surgeries have always been like the opposite. So to have this one go as good as it went, and for her to come home a day early, actually kind of 3 days early, then that is exciting.
Hi guys, I'm home. I'm so excited to be here. My own couch and then my own bed, be here with my family. And Tanner sure did miss me. I'm all covered with pillows to protect myself. He's been giving me extra cuddles, so that's nice. I feel pretty good. I was feeling pretty cruddy for a couple days, but I am doing really, really good, and they let me out, so I just feel so good, and I'm just gonna take it easy.
I think if they didn't let you out today, you were gonna be a jailbreak anyways.
Probably, yeah. My mom and my sister were coming to visit me today. I told them that the doctors and stuff that I wanted them to take me home. So they said I was doing really good, and everybody, because I have very many teams and stuff and doctors, and everybody thought I was just improved so much. I was doing good, and they thought that I should be able to, and I just had to wait on one doctor, and she said yes. So I was able to come home, and it just feels so great.
It's nice to have you home.
Yeah.
Yes. Her voice is quiet and a little hoarse, but it is a lot better than it was on the first day after the surgery.
Yeah, if I keep talking, it'll get worse, but it's just from having the tube down for almost 12 hours. So it's a lot better, and it will keep getting better. So, well, hopefully.
Right.
Or maybe you won't want it to get better. I don't know.
So you're looking a lot better. So she's improving a lot over the last few days. So it'll be interesting to see now that you're home. You can eat with the food that you want to eat, and you can rest and actually get some sleep, how much better you look in a day or two.
Right. So the one thing I have to work on is I'm kind of a fast eater, and one of the things with having my ostomy bag is I have to chew my food really, really good, like 40 times, and eat a certain diet. So that is going to be a challenge, but I need to make myself healthy, so I need to just relax and eat and not just scoff it down. So it's all gonna be good, and I'm gonna just feel so great when this all is over. But I am gonna take it easy, but I feel so much better just being home. Besides being home and being with my family and my animals, I really appreciate all your prayers and well wishes and all the cards and everything. So thank you so much. It really means a lot.